Alright guys, welcome to Ask Russell episode 5. So today we're going to answer Al's question on trying to loosen up the general calf area. So it's going to be important obviously for runners and people in pitch-based sports, that kind of thing. They tend to have very tight calves, which can manifest in all sorts of problems and stop you running. So to help you try and get past it, I'm going to show you a few drills. So most of it is going to be used by this, which is quite a cool little thing I got. It's got the foam roll on the outside, and then inside a selection of balls, so a hard one, a mini firm roller and a soft ball. So we're going to start off, don't need that one luckily, we're going to start off with just from the ground up I reckon. So looking at the plantar fascia in your foot, people forget about it, they just stretch the calves, but often you can get a lot of troubles caused by tightness of the plantar fascia, pain, and it just travels up around the complex. So if we're looking to roll, find either a golf ball or a firm ball, and just start towards the heel and roll along through the arch up towards the big toe. I'll do it side on so you can see it a bit better. So it's pretty rank, it'll probably hurt quite a lot if it needs doing. So just spend a good minute or so on each foot just going through that. Then if I was going to work up from there and look at kind of Achilles and calf. Again, you can do it with a roller or a ball or this roller, it just kind of depends where you are. So assuming you're just kind of starting out, you're going to want to, you can either go both legs on, which is less stress on it, it's easier, there's less weight, or you can kind of stack on top, which is more weight on it. And you're just looking to roll the whole of the Achilles into the calf. You want to be covering all the major muscles, gastroc, soleus, peroneus, and really try and loosen those up. And again, you need to be really deliberate with this kind of stuff. You see people come in and they just go, yeah, good, rolling, done, but you're not really getting much achieved. So be deliberate, kind of search and destroy, find some sore bits, hang out on them, try and get them to loosen off, and hopefully over time you should start to see a big change. I'm always just like really tight here. I guess it's just where the Achilles is, the musculotendinous junction, just where it's real tight. So try and loosen that off. And you're going to, again, cover all the way up to the top, all the way the whole surface area. So if you want to make it harder, then you just grab a ball and you can be very much more deliberate with it. Get in here, the focus point, just sit on it and try and loosen it up. Okay? Another roller that people forget, or another kind of muscle people forget, and it's often shows as shin splints. People think they've got shin splints, but it's actually just a really tight, cramping kind of tib anterior here. So if you really tighten through your calf and running all the time, then literally as you run, you have your tib ant, muscle down here, pull the foot up. If it's got to work against a tight muscle, it's got to work really hard, and it means it gets overworked and it can, cramp and get really sore, and it feels like shin splints. So that can be loosened up by rolling. So, same process, you can just get on kind of all fours and roll it out here. Again, just really nice and deliberate with it. Try and keep it focused. Cover the whole area, out to the side, slightly more into the middle, and you should. I've definitely seen that help people with what seem to be shin splints and problems like that, so it helps improve those. So there's a quick roll, and then if you're looking at a stretch, a few good stretches are just use the rack for this. So ball your foot on the rack, get your heel as close to it as you can, and then just come up nice and tall, try and get close to it. There's a good strong stretch for your calf. Also, sort of a lunge stance, square hips, and get your knee as close to it as you can. Obviously you're going to get your gastroc and your soleus with those two stretches. Okay? So those are the major ones. Obviously